When it comes to fast food and occasionally ridiculous lawsuits, nobody does it better than the good old USA. What's even more annoying about these legal battles isn't just the flimsy cases, but the outrageous compensations most folks demand, especially when they sue big fast food chains. In this interesting video, we'll explore the biggest lawsuit shockers in fast food history, from Taco Bell's filling fiasco to Burger King's ad trickery and McDonald's unending food fracas. We'll be spilling the beans on it all. You might assume that the high legal fees and the absurd amount of time spent would deter folks from pursuing legal action, but oh no, it seems like there are plenty of people out there with both the time and the cash to back their lawsuits, no matter how utterly bonkers their reason may be. So grab yourself a snack, settle in, and prepare to be entertained as we walk you through the wildest fast food lawsuits that probably had judges scratching their heads in disbelief. In a spicy turn of events earlier this year, Taco Bell found themselves in hot water over their Mexican pizzas and crunch wraps. A lawsuit claimed that these items had only half the advertised filling. The plaintiff accused Taco Bell of unfair and deceptive trade practices for falsely beefing up their ingredient claims. From Crunchwrap Supremes to vegan Crunchwraps and even Mexican pizzas, it seems like a whole fiesta of overstated menu items found their way into this lawsuit. The plaintiff, along with others, encountered these larger-than-life claims at the Taco Bell restaurant on or after July 31, 2020. The lawsuit featured photos comparing what people got to what was advertised online for menu items. Taco Bell was accused of doubling down on false advertising, which allegedly left customers with less value than promised. The plaintiffs are currently on a quest for justice and $5 million in compensation for customers who fell for Taco Bell's false advertising tactics. You'll agree with me that being bombarded with unwanted spam text is as annoying as a buzzing mosquito in your ear. This happened with a man called James Nosy when Papa John's would not stop texting him. Nosy wasn't having it and decided to take the matter to court. He claimed to face a truckload of unwanted pizza promotions and demanded $500 per unsolicited text message. Nosy insisted that he had responded "stop" to those messages, but Papa John's texts, which allegedly violated the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, were as persistent as ever, and he claimed to have had his fair share of anxiety, frustration, and annoyance because of all the texts. Earlier this year, some folks sued Chick-fil-A, claiming that during the pandemic, they advertised free and low-cost delivery, but secretly increased food prices by 25 to 30%. For example, a 30-count nugget order costs $5 to $6 more for delivery compared to in-store or pickup. The plaintiffs sued Chick-fil-A on behalf of customers nationwide who were promised low-cost delivery but got higher charges. They argued that Chick-fil-A's deceptive marketing tricked consumers into ordering food online that they wouldn't have otherwise. In the end, Chick-fil-A agreed to pay out $4.4 million in compensation by giving eligible customers $29.95 in cash or gift card. As part of the deal, they'll also add a disclaimer on their app and website about the possibility of higher prices for delivery orders compared to the regular menu. No doubt fast food advertisements have a passion for making everything look bigger, juicier, and crispier, but some consumers are not down with it anymore, leading to a surge in lawsuits. And the latest target is Burger King. In August 2023, a federal judge in Florida rejected the dismissal of a class action lawsuit alleging that Burger King's ads exaggerate the meat content in their Whopper burgers and other sandwiches. The lawsuit claims Burger King misled customers with images of a meatier, overflowing Whopper by alleging that the burger looked 35% larger and had double the meat than reality. In guess Burger King's defense? They argue that they don't have to serve burgers that look exactly like the picture. Nevertheless, the judge left it to jurors to decide if Burger King misled customers about the Whopper size, as the chain maintains that the beef patties in their advertising match what they serve. Burger King is still fighting the case in Miami federal court. Have you ever ordered a fast food item that was completely different from what you received? Well, an unforgettable instance of what I ordered versus what I got unfolded in 2016 when a lady decided to take matters into her own hands by suing KFC for a whopping $20 million, all because she believed the chain had underfilled the fried chicken she ordered. The lady insisted her family-sized bucket was just half full, which was quite the departure from KFC's advertised promise. KFC attempted to smooth things over with a pair of gift certificates, but her appetite for compensation was insatiable, leading her to take legal action. Unfortunately for her, the courts decided to put this finger-licking lawsuit to rest by dismissing the case in the end. I guess the lawsuit turned out to be a real chicken flop after all. Imagine biting into a sandwich from Arby's, only to find an inch-long piece of flesh. Horrifying, right? Well, this unfortunate incident led to a lawsuit where a man claimed over $50,000 in damages. That flesh found its way into the sandwich courtesy of the restaurant manager who accidentally cut his finger at work and didn't dispose of the lettuce bin the flesh fell into. Fortunately, the man managed to win the case and score some damages. Talk about a truly stomach-turning sandwich surprise. Starbucks, known for its coffee and legal brouhahas, found itself in hot water over cold drinks in 2016. Stacy Pincus from Chicago filed a hefty $5 million class action lawsuit, alleging that Starbucks was filling its ice drinks with too much ice. The lawsuit argued that Starbucks advertised 24-ounce ice drinks but only delivered 14 ounces of liquid, with the ice taking a larger chunk of the drink. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce Institute for Legal Reform crowned this case the most frivolous lawsuit of 2016, where a Chicago federal judge dismissed the $5 million claim later that year. So, for those of you worried about your iced Starbucks drinks, remember the secret code: request light ice for a more valuable drink without the excess ice. You'll agree with me that choking on food is typically a result of eating too quickly or not chewing well, right? But not to a Mississippi man who took Popeyes to court. His claim was that he choked on his chicken because he couldn't cut it properly, and that he supposedly received just a spork with his order. But instead of breaking the dish into smaller bits or asking for a knife, he tackled a big fried chicken piece with his hands. Aside from suing from the missing knife, the man wanted money to cover the pain and suffering, including the medical bills for the emergency surgery to remove the chicken piece from his throat. However, in a surprising turn of events, he ultimately dropped the lawsuit and let it slide. Now, this is by far one of the craziest and most dubious lawsuits ever. In 2005, a woman named Anna Ayala cooked up a wild accusation against Wendy's, alleging she found a real human finger in her meal of beans, tomatoes, and ground beef, and she quickly sued the Wendy's franchise owner. However, the finger food drama took a bizarre turn when it was revealed that the finger didn't belong to any Wendy's employee. Investigation showed that Ayala had planted the finger herself, and her husband had bought it from a coworker who had lost it in an industrial accident. The finger-faking couple ultimately admitted their guilt, with Ayala receiving 9 years in prison, which was later reduced to 4 years because of her good behavior. The catch was that she could never set foot in a Wendy's restaurant again, but their actions couldn't make amends for the jaw-dropping $21 million that Wendy's reportedly lost in sales during the height of this infamous case. McDonald's is quite notorious for having different lawsuits thrown at it by customers, but this one was quite the controversy. Back in 1992, a 79-year-old Stella Lieback got a 49-cent coffee from an Albuquerque McDonald's, but things quickly took a dark turn when she accidentally spilled the coffee on herself while trying to open the lid in her nephew's car. This incident left her with third-degree burns on 6% of her body. After her coffee catastrophe, Stella ended up spending 8 days in the hospital, had a skin graft, and had to endure 2 more years of medical treatment. Initially, she tried to make peace with McDonald's by asking for $20,000 to handle her medical bills, but when they said no, her lawyer brewed up a lawsuit. In court, her lawyer argued that the coffee should be between 266 and 240 degrees Fahrenheit, but McDonald's was serving it hotter than a dragon's breath at 356 to 374 degrees Fahrenheit. In the end, Lieback got a whopping $2.7 million in punitive damages for McDonald's wicked behavior. They even handed her $200,000 in compensatory damages, but the jury later reduced it to $160,000 because they thought she was 20% responsible for the coffee calamity. What's your take on these lawsuits, foodies? Are some of them justified, or are all of them necessary? Kindly share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with your food buddies. Now check out this fascinating video about edible rocks while you're still here. See you there!